After the release of several beta builds, the full version of Android 13 is now available if you own a Pixel device. Here on my Pixel 6a, it is downloaded, it is installed, and in this video, I'm going to quickly show you some of my favorite features of Android 13. Now, some of these features may have been first introduced in earlier builds like Android 12 or even in some of the 13 betas. However, these features are fully fleshed out in Android 13. I'll give you a good example of one of them kind of straight off the bat, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. But with that said, let's jump into, like I said, some of my favorite features of Android 13. So there are a ton of new theming features here in Android 13. So if you long press on your desktop there, you can go into wallpaper and style. And if you scroll down, what you're going to see here is actually pretty cool. So depending upon the wallpaper that you set, you can see my wallpaper there. Android is going to grab some colors from that and give you some suggestions. Now, this was, like I said, this was present in earlier builds of Android, but it is fully fleshed out here in Android 13, so I am including it on the list. So what has changed now? What do I mean by saying that it's fully fleshed out? Well, before, you only got a handful of these suggestions of color palettes. Now, you get a ton of suggestions, and that is great to see. You also have the ability to actually theme your icons based on your wallpaper as well. If this is enabled, you'll see what happens here. Some icons like Relay for Reddit will take advantage of this, but a lot of other icons like Discord and Outlook do not. So it's something that I don't use because that winds up looking, in my mind, that's worse because everything just looks kind of disjointed and strange. Hopefully more apps will take advantage of that though as time goes on. Several things have been changed about the notification shade. So first off, if a song or something is playing, if you have something playing in the background, you'll see now that the Now Playing widget has a little squiggly thing going on there in terms of the bit of the media that has already been played. That is definitely new. If you scroll down a bit further, you can see that I have two apps active in the background. You can see that it's Overdrop, which is some of my widgets that I'm using are Overdrop, and then YouTube Music. You can actually stop them directly from here. So let's hit stop, and guess what? That Now Playing widget is gone. You also have the ability to go into this QR code scanner directly from the notifications. Pulls up just a simple QR code scanner if you want to very quickly scan a QR code. Another really interesting one is with your clipboard. So if I long press some text here and I copy it, you'll see it pop up down here at the bottom, and you can actually select that and edit the text that you have now copied. I think that is extremely useful. Another really cool one here, if I go ahead and install another application so that I can show you this, is the fact that now applications, when you first launch them, must take this opportunity to ask for notification permissions. No more will you have to install an app, get notifications you don't want, and then have to go in and manually hide them. Now, when you first launch the app, it's going to ask you, you can hit don't allow, and you don't have to worry about it ever again. So this next one is definitely not new when it comes to Android 13, but I do think that it is still worth pointing out. If you go into developer options and you scroll down to smallest width, and you change it from 440 to something like 600 and let things kind of reload, you will see the taskbar down there at the bottom of your screen. And if we are in an app here and we rotate, you can kind of imagine how this is going to look on a more normal device. Something that this taskbar actually makes more sense to be on something like the Z Fold. There is an app drawer there that can be pulled up, as well as the ability to not only launch apps directly from this taskbar, but to in fact take an application, drag it up onto the screen, and automatically split screen. That is definitely a really cool addition, something that you're not going to use on a normal sized phone like this, because that does not make any sense at all because the screen is just too small, but something that is very, very cool to see just be a native part of Android now. Overall, I think Android 13 is running really, really well. It seems to be extremely smooth. I even feel like the fingerprint scanner on my Pixel 6a might even be a little bit faster than it was before. This may be a placebo effect, but it seems like I think it's a little bit faster. So I'm not sure, maybe they did something there as well. Overall, the OS just seems to be really, really smooth. I think that this update has a handful of really nice features being added, but I think a lot of this stuff is stuff that is kind of behind the scenes, under the hood kind of things. We know Android 12 launched with a lot of problems, right? A lot of companies actually pushed out their update and then actually had to pull it. OnePlus did this. I believe Google with one of the Pixels also had to pull an update, if I'm remembering correctly. Android 12 eventually kind of got shored up and fixed up for the most part, but Android 13 seems to be starting in a much more stable, much better place than Android 12 did. Let me know if you've got the 13 update on your Pixel device. If you have, is there a feature that you really like that I did not mention? Talk about it in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.